Bray Wyatt apparently wants to see two fellow former superstars back in WWE. We also have an update on Nick Aldis's NWA and potential WWE status. And it's been revealed why an AEW talent didn't go to WWE instead. More on that in this video. Hello everybody, Jack and Fraser back again with video number 2. Check out our previous video earlier on today to catch up on all the SmackDown goings on in the build to Survivor Series War Games. But for now, we're talking about Bray Wyatt. This is according to WrestleVotes in conjunction with Give Me Sport, who are talking about two superstars that Bray Wyatt apparently would like to see back with him in WWE.
That is indeed. He wants to see his brother, Bo Dallas, obviously wants to get his brother a job again, and Eric Rowan, former Wyatt family member, which is quite exciting. I'm quite excited to potentially see them.
I think
back.
that'd be cool. Yeah.
He said that WrestleVote said there's people that Bray likes, people he wants to work with. Bo Dallas is one of them, and so is Eric Rowan. If Eric wants to come back, I'm sure they'd allow it. If Bray also wanted it, which is nice that if they've got a lot of faith in Bray to. Yep. Whoever he wants back, they'll just do.
Now, past reports have noted that Bo Dallas is possibly returning to WWE. A lot of people have been speculating, Fraser, and I'm sure that you might have heard this as well, that he might already be back in WWE under the guise of Uncle Howdy. Or some people are saying that Uncle Howdy might just be Bray himself, and it's like a split personality thing.
I saw the little earring that he has. That is Bray. It looks very similar to the one that Bo Dallas wears. He's got, but at the same time, I do recall WrestleMania 37.
Yeah,
both of us, I think, said
that's not Bray Wyatt.
That's not Bray. That's Bo.
We were getting Sam to analyze like the edge of his tattoo, going like, "What's that? Is that a fake tattoo? Is that new?"
One? Yeah, we
got Sam to because.
He's a tattoo man.
He's a tattoo boy. Yeah, he knows about tattoos. Eric Rowan also in the past has not ruled out a WWE return when he's been interviewed and stuff like that. But neither he nor Bo have said, yes, I am interested in. They've not like been overt about it.
Yeah.
Which I think probably lends itself quite well to this story, the mystery around it as well.
They had Bray say nothing about it. So yeah, if they're going to do a surprise return of these two guys in conjunction with Bray, then it makes sense to keep the theme of little teases and not explicitly have them being like, I would love to come back if Triple H wants me.
He clashed with, I don't know what Ross is going to think, but he clashed with LA Knight last night.
He did. I saw that. And he gave him a headbutt. And
like Pikachu gave to Charizard to make Ash finally the Pokemon champion of the world.
Nice little reference.
After 25 years, Ash Ketchum has done it.
Long time. I've never watched
That's the real
Pokemon.
News. What? You know the theme, like he wants to be the very best. Yeah. Well, now he's finally done it.
He's finally done it.
I didn't swear.
You didn't,
he's finally done it.
He's finally done it. That's how excited Jack is about Pokemon.
He's finally done it.
He's finally done it. What's next, Jack?
Don't care. You're right. Okay, yes, wrestling news. Nick Aldis has revealed why he's leaving the NWA. So there's been this whole kind of back and forth between him and Billy Corgan about what's been going on there, and it's been very controversial because Nick Aldis is, I think, the modern face of the NWA.
It's him or Tim Storm, right?
It's him or Tim Storm. Well, Tim Storm carried it over in that period. Yeah. But Nick Aldis has been the one since Billy Corgan took over who's kind of modernized it. He lost it to Cody and won it back, the belt and everything. Yeah. He's been the modern NWA World Heavyweight Champion for much of the company's recent existence. But his time is going to end soon when he leaves the promotion in January 2023. NWA have suspended Nick Aldis after he went public about his decision to leave the company. Yeah. And he will not be involved in Hard Times 3, I believe.
Hard Times 3.
Or 4.
It's one of them.
One of the Hard Times is on November the 12th. Their big annual pay-per-view.
Which is today.
Oh my God! Today is November
Jack.
the 12th.
It is November the 12th.
It won't feature Nick Aldis.
Although he wanted to appear on the show, he was like, "I'm quite keen to. I'm happy to do it." And then NWO went, "No,
no." Billy Corgan recently gave an interview as well, just for a bit of context before we read the latest Aldis quote. Billy Corgan, the owner of the NWA, said, "No, hang on. We're not interested in that because I think he accused him of trying to like work a bit of hype for himself in leaving the company, trying to like angle himself a deal elsewhere. That's basically what Billy Corgan was saying. It didn't feel like storyline stuff, although me and Tom, I remember, speculated on our news video, like you can never fully rule out this being a work because it's the wrestling business, but it felt quite real.
Yeah, no, I agree, yeah.
Especially because it makes neither party look good, so I suppose. But Nick Aldis, Fraser, I believe, has explained his decision to give his notice on the Not Sam Wrestling show with Sam Roberts, wrestling podcaster Rooney.
he said, we had consistently presented pro wrestling in a serious and dignified way. I started looking at stuff like Gags the Gimp, a social distancing match where two wrestlers can't touch each other, and on it went with different wacky, silly comedy, nonsensical stuff. And I said, how would I have justified this to Harley Race if Harley Race had been here today? Now, he mentioned in the interview previous that he works on a Harley Race rule, where it's what would Harley Race think of wrestling, is what he'll get into. So yeah, that's him referring to that, and I think Harley Race probably would not enjoy some of the comedy stuff, right?
I've not been recently following the NWA, but I've never seen Gags the Gimp. But Gags the Gimp sounds like a wacky gimmick.
It's like NXT 2.0, but a bit more adult rated.
The social distancing match where two wrestlers can't touch each other, that sounds hilarious to me, but again, in the context of the NWA, which is meant to be all tradition and seriousness, I can see why Nick Aldis wouldn't like it. And to be fair to him, you might think that Nick Aldis is being a little bit what many people accuse Jim Cornette of being, like stuffy and unwilling to change with the times and everything. But I always look at the way things are in different promotions as how they exist in that specific promotion. Yeah. And I think if this was happening in PWG or something, I'd be like, yeah, fair play. Like, it's fun. If people complained about it, I'd be like, what are you talking about? But the NWA very much prides itself and presents itself on being like, we're wrestling as it should be, we're old school. Yeah. Then they go and do that. I can see why Nick Aldis would be annoyed.
Especially when, as we've said at the start of this bit, he's been the face. So when you see this change to the company and what they're presenting, he's what you think of. He's
always tried to present himself as like this ultra serious champion as well. Like he's taking it very, very seriously. Yeah. It just totally clashes, I suppose, with his character. On the other hand, you could also say, well, you know, they're paying him. He should do whatever. There's many ways.
He's on a contract, but I suppose he's handed his notice in. Do you think will we see him elsewhere? We might have an update.
Potentially. The Wrestling Observer newsletter has talked a little bit about the likelihood of Nick Aldis appearing in WWE, saying that in the past there's been heat between him and Bruce Pritchard stemming from years ago when they were both in TNA. But any WWE decision, of course, wouldn't be via Bruce Pritchard. It would be via Paul Levesque, Triple H.
Daddy Trips.
I don't know. I think there's many places that would have Nick Aldis, to be fair. Not even necessarily WWE.
I could see Impact maybe wanting to make a move from again. He's obviously had history there. I could see him in WWE. Triple H, he likes that style of wrestling.
And he loves Harley Race.
He loves Harley Race. Yeah. So potentially... it's going to be one to keep an eye on. Nick Aldis is really, really talented. Has a good look, and he's still really young. He's only like 36.
It's crazy, man. Like, how young was he then when he was like
Magnus?
Yeah, when
Brutus Magnus and Gladiators.
He was on UK Gladiators, yeah.
It's wild. He must have been 1920.
Yeah, that's
really,
mad.
really crazy.
Also, we have an update on Tiffany Stratton from NXT. You mentioned NXT just before. We haven't seen Tiffany Stratton since she lost an NXT Lights Out match to the whimsical Wendy Chu. On August 23rd. But Fraser, what have the Wrestling Observer newsletter told us about Tiffy Stratton?
She'll be returning in a few weeks.
I mean, that's a bit vague, but that's what they've said. Dave. It's good to hear, because apparently she has been dealing with injuries recently.
Now, I know Ross is a big fan of Tiffany Stratton. She's great. The Cultaholic Wrestling podcast, which went out last night. You can watch on the channel.
Absolutely. Yeah, she is great. Ross is, I'd say, the biggest fan of her out of the three of us, but his reasons for being a big fan are reasons I largely agree with. She's good in the ring, and she heals it up really, really well. She's a rich, snobby, rich girl. She has the ability in the ring to back up all that talk, and she's just a throwback old school heel. You don't need too many facets to your personality when you're just doing it really well.
Doing it well. Well, hopefully she'll be back in the ring.
She lost
soon.
To Wendy. I can't
know,
believe
that's
she lost to Wendy.
Shocking stuff. But looking forward, do you think she'll be involved in?
Deadline.
Yes, that's what I mean.
The one coming up.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think that Jack Atkins from Cultaholic.com is a big fan of the whimsical Wendy Chu. Do you see that Wendy Chu posed with Britt Baker recently?
Yeah, I think it was at Donna Perez's wedding, which is a little forbidden door moment.
They were doing each other's poses, so it was a little bit, wasn't it? They were doing each other's poses, so Wendy Chu was doing the DMD thing, and Britt Baker was doing go to sleep.
Oh my God.
No, she was doing Wendy Chu's thing.
CM Punk at Donna Perez's wedding confirmed.
Imagine that. He was doing some MMA commentary recently, which was, I believe, reported on our news as well. Yes. Also, WWE are apparently looking to get loads of celebrities involved at WrestleMania 39 because, of course, it's in Hollywood. Baby. Well, it's in LA.
So Sam's in LA right now.
He just saw the Manic Street Preachers.
Do you think he'll be on WrestleMania 39?
Imagine that. I'd be like, how is he still there? I'd be
Yeah,
wondering.
why has he not come back to work?
Yeah. the Wrestling Observer newsletter are reporting this, but via Ringside News. So there's two sources saying it.
Yes, they said that reported that Cena has been talking with WWE about WrestleMania. Obviously, if it fits into his schedule, that is one of the names they'd want to do the show. And they've teased in the past Cena versus Theory via a subtle angle, but they have noted that times have changed. Obviously, that was under the previous regime, that was under Vince McMahon. And unfortunately for Theory, it looks like his push has been halted quite a bit.
He lost the Money in the Bank briefcase. He also tweeted the other day, "I have nothing left."
Yeah,
like, oh my word.
that's a shame. But a match with Cena could potentially on the cards if they continue what they'd set up previously. Wrestling Observer notes that what they do know about the theme of it being Mania, is that they're trying to get lots of celebrity involvement in the show with it being in Hollywood, and the mainstream attention that comes with celebrities being there. And Nick Khan is a great asset to this, as he was a former agent. So he's got lots of contacts in sports and entertainment and sports entertainment. Again, going back to Logan Paul, which we've discussed before, I wouldn't be surprised to see him appear in some capacity, even with an injury. He's one of the biggest names there at the moment. I think we'll see The Rock.
Do you know what? I'm going to throw out, I think we'll see Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. Whoa, I don't...
Because it's not a WWE thing.
And MJF's involved in the film.
I think we'll see Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
Yeah,
And that would be quite good. He comes out, bet on it. Just everybody's...
It'll be so good. Zach, do it.
Go on, Zach. Go on. Do it.
I don't know if we will or not, but that's my outside pick. I think we'll see Zacky Boy. Not wrestling.
Just make an appearance with a bowl cut.
Yeah, he's going to shoot some hoops. Yeah. Or is he going to choose drama school?
Oh my God, I'm torn. I'm going to have to watch that now.
Also, Bandito's been in the news recently. Not only did he progress in the AEW title eliminator tournament, defeating Roosh, but also he hasn't said himself, but it's been speculated or talked about in the wrestling news why he chose to sign with AEW over WWE, according to both, I believe, Fraser, PW Insider and Wrestling Observer.
That is true. The Bandito has signed a full-time contract with AEW for 3 years and a maximum number of dates. Now, obviously, it was speculated that he was given contract offers from both AEW and WWE, and he signed with AEW. This is because, and according to the Wrestling Observer, he realized he couldn't sign with WWE because he's got a child in Mexico and his significant other doesn't want to leave the country, doesn't want to leave Mexico. They've got a home there. But he also doesn't want to not see his child at all times, because if he joined WWE, they'd want him in NXT.
He'd be on the road a lot.
He'd be on the road, or he'd be based in Florida.
Right, okay.
Which he wouldn't see his family very often. If he was to join the main roster, he would obviously, as you said, be away from home more than he would be if he signed with AEW. So it's not come down to money or dates or anything like that. It purely is he wants to be a family man.
Fair enough.
He wants to be a family guy.
Fair play to Bandito.
I think I would agree with that.
And he's currently still in the tournament, so he could be getting all that clout and the winner's purse from. Why am I pretending wrestling's? Anyway,
sorry, what?
Fair play to
that,
Bandito, and fair play to you for watching this video as well. As I said at the start, check out our earlier news video, which went on the channel earlier today as well, and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below. Thanks to Fraser for joining me on this video.
Thank you for joining me.
No worries at all, and we'll see you very soon.